Welcome to the channel. I'm Bree. I'd like to share with you some progress that I have had with the experiments that I do. I practice paranormal ability experiments. It's part of my Zhineng Qigong self-training. Many are familiar with self-healing, healing others, sending, receiving qi, clearing blockages. A way that we can quantify this is through physical experiments. Some classic ones in Zhineng Qigong is tapping the eggshell, tapping an eggshell to create a crack, and then sending it qi for it to heal, the crack in the eggshell to heal. Experiment that I've shown on another video is slicing the cucumber and then putting it back together stronger than before. Spoon bending or metal bending, twisting with the mind. Cultivating softness of the metal in the mind, and then the external reality mirrors this. Giving the information of magnetism and cultivating that sensation of magnetism. I've demonstrated with the magnetic needles. I wanted to share some progress with that particular experiment. The idea is we start off with something simple that the mind can believe, and then we baby step by step, creating it to seem to be more and more difficult or believable. We have a mental reference system that we see the lens, we see life through this lens, our belief system. And success with paranormal experiments is really about breaking down that lens that we're looking through, and to see reality as something a lot more changeable, to see reality a lot more reflective of the inner world, and changeable, that we can guide and change. We're doing it already, but to do it consciously. So the success that I had was with the magnetizing needle experiment. I wanted to up the object to being larger and heavier. So I had a lot of nails and screws and tooly type things. I even put in wooden and rubber objects, because magnetism is not limited to metal. It's just mentally we think, metal's going to magnetize. And I haven't had much success with the screws. A little bit, I feel either resistance or a bit of attraction, but not enough to lift very much. Maybe just lift for a second and then it drops. But yesterday I had a many deep practices, methods. I dedicated quite a long time to upper dantian practice yesterday. And then later on I went out and was in very good spirits. I came home later in the evening and was just casually, not practicing, just having fun with all the metal objects on the table, and just in a fun way giving them information, always giving them the same information, that it's magnetic, and imagining and feeling. If it's not there, then you bring it in with your imagination, so you're to the point where you are feeling it, and you're guiding the experience. So feeling that with all the objects. My little son was there too, and that's his life. He sees me doing it and copies, and we both had a lot of fun, good success. There was an Allen key, which in my mind I said, that's the strongest one, it's the biggest one, that's a magnet. In my mind I'm saying it's a magnet. And with the Allen key lifting, here's the experiments here.
My son had grabbed
mobile
so
phone
magnetic.
recording.
Oh,
The Allen key lifting the heavy.
look at this. This is
screws.
really heavy. It's one of these heavy. It's really heavy. Look at this. I don't know if it's going to.
Picking up the
Now it's got
the Allen key holding the screw, and then the screw holding the sewing needle.
It would take anything.
Picking up another
so
screw.
magnetic. Like it's just not
The
even
next
wobbly.
morning, I left the Allen key with the screw attached to it, magnetically attached to it, on the table overnight to see what would happen the next morning if the magnetism of the Allen key would hold. And as you can see, it's not just the tip or one part of it. The whole Allen key is completely behaving magnetically. I wasn't sure if it would require the Qigong state of mind, or if, from my experience with the cucumber experiment, for example, the information stayed. So the information was for the cucumber to merge back together, strong as steel, stronger than before, and it stayed that way, and the cucumber grew together. So I was curious to know if this extreme magnetic, look, it's holding extreme magnetic Allen key would be, it's holding, if this extreme magnetic Allen key would continue to behave magnetically. It's indefinitely, or it's an experiment, so see how it would work. Now the Allen key is holding a heavy long screw and two smaller lighter screws. The last one, it's not so strongly attracted, and it's just spiraling around at the end. Now attempting to also pick up a smaller, lighter object, a sewing needle. As you can see, the judgment, the reference system, it doesn't go for something bigger, it goes for something lighter again, because it thinks, oh, I've already got this many. And it can pick it up, but not strong enough to hold it. I also wanted to know if it was just me that it was behaving magnetically for. I knew that it would also for my son, because he's also doing it. My daughter tried. I actually got a neighbour I didn't tell her what I was up to, but she knows me. And I gave her the Allen key in one hand and a screw in the other, same screw that I had been experimenting with. And I asked her, can you put them together? Are they magnetic? And she did it very lightly and softly, and it came up magnetically. She handed it over to her little boy, and he did the same and picked it up. So it was interesting that it's continuing, regardless of who is trying it out. And I will check in and just leave that particular Allen key and a few screws that were used in the experiment aside, and see if that holds for weeks down the track or indefinitely. I hope you enjoyed learning and possibly getting inspired from this interesting and exciting experiment of revealing a bit more about nature that perhaps science doesn't completely explain, but we can study through Qigong, studying our inner space, our mind, our energetic outlets that connect us more universally, discovering that the inner and the outer is very much connected, what we think and what we project, and the way we guide the qi, the energy that all is. If you are interested in learning Qigong with me, you can find my details in the description. All the very best. Haola.